Today, we're traveling 4 hours south of Seattle to a small town in Oregon to pick up a camper van. Ever since the pandemic, I've been obsessed with the idea of trying van life, but I've been too nervous to pull the trigger. So instead, we've rented a van to try our hand as van lifers for 3 nights in Bend, Oregon.
Did you sleep?
Slept very well.
Jax, how did you sleep?
Jax slept like a king. He took up my whole bed. I had to shove him, but he's too heavy. So I just slept in the corner. Good morning. We just had our first full night in the van. I think it went pretty well. We got set up at an RV park in Bend because we got in kind of late and it was dark and we didn't want to have to go search for a campsite. So yeah, we're gonna use the shower that they have here so we don't have to use the tiny shower, at least today. I definitely want to try it out at some point. And then we're gonna go into town and grab some coffee and walk around because we haven't actually seen the town yet. We just went to a brewery last night and grabbed tacos. We just finished getting ready. We took a shower at the RV camp and we're gonna figure out how to dump our water, our black water and our gray water, and refill, and then go find some coffee. All right. I don't know if this is how you do it. Do you think inside I have to change something? Oh. Instructions before I get on myself. Oh, it's heavy.
I did eventually figure out how to empty the tanks, but I'll spare you the details.
All right, we just got to a coffee shop called The Commons, and I'm gonna do a coffee first impressions video. I found a blog post and this was the most highly ranked coffee place on the blog. So this is a cold brew. I usually get cold brew most mornings. Pretty good. Yeah, I would give this cold brew a 9 out of 10. So we're back in the van after spending the day in Bend. Now we're gonna drive out before the sun sets and it gets too dark to the Badlands in Oregon. It's about 20 minutes outside of Bend. I looked up a campsite. Hopefully we can park on the BLM land. I've never done that before, so we'll see how that goes if we can find it. I downloaded a map from Google so we can get it without reception, but I've definitely been on enough hikes to know as soon as you leave reception it gets really difficult to navigate and can get really frustrating when it gets dark, so we're trying to avoid that. We picked up dinner at Safeway and we're going to try and cook in the van tonight and let Jax, the dog, run around a bit. So we're in the BLM land, the Badlands in Oregon, and we're trying to find a campsite for the night. I just did a quick scope around and there's some people camping up there, so we're gonna see if we can try and go this way, but oh, I see a person over there. There's a really low hanging, I think it's our
generator maybe, I'm not really sure. It hangs pretty low on the van and I can already see that there's sort of like divots here, so I'm a little worried about going too deep and not being able to backtrack. Fortunately, there's no potholes that we can see. We're just gonna try and find like a nice secluded place to sleep for the night. There's some wild cows over there. All right, so we're gonna do that and then see what we find, but this is probably the coolest part of our trip so far. All right, back to the van. So we just did a scope walk down here. We're gonna keep going. We tried to find a campground and we talked to some people who are camping up here. And they said that there's another RV parked down there, another camper van, and they have an RV over here. So we're gonna try and give ourselves some distance from them. We're a little worried because it's uneven road and we have a pretty low hanging tank. I don't want to hit it, especially because we're renting this. Oh, this is the rock part. We saw this part. We're gonna try and go around so we don't. Woo! That was a little nerve-wracking. These are other campsite friends that we just met. We're gonna hit some rocks. If we don't find a place to park, we have to backtrack out of here because there's no turnaround point. So, fingers crossed, the sun is about to set. Oh, what about right here? Is this good? All right, so we made it down the road a bit. Past, let's see, you can see our friends over there. There's another van back there. There's our van. And we're just gonna park here for the night and see what happens. The sun is almost completely behind the mountains, so we just made it. I think if we had left like 15 minutes later, we'd be navigating this, starting to be in the dark, which I've learned is really stressful. So I think we're gonna settle in for the night, try and cook for the first time in the van, and just take in the sunset for a bit and enjoy the evening. This is beautiful. Honestly, I had prepared for the worst. I thought that this was gonna go pretty poorly. So I'm pleasantly surprised. Jax is eating all the cow poop. There's like a ton of cow poop over here and just a bunch of cows. I don't know if they're wild. I don't know if somebody owns them. The people down there said that there's a bunch of cows coming in, Jax, in the morning, like baby cows that came running. So we'll see if that happens tomorrow morning. But yeah, honestly, I'm pretty happy. This is a van life success. Jax. Our second day. We just got up and made breakfast and are enjoying the scenery. And I'm about to have my first sip of coffee. This morning's coffee is Stoke cold brew from Safeway. I've had it before, so this is a fake review. I would say Stoke is good for what it is. It's easy to get at the grocery store. Tastes a little bit better out here in the middle of nowhere, where it'd be pretty hard to get a cup of coffee right now, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's day 3 of our trip, and after a very stressful day yesterday where we lost use of our water pump in the van, we made it to a RV site, kind of like an RV site hotel slash hot springs late last night at about 9 o'clock, right before they closed. We were able to hop in the hot springs really fast, but just okay. Sorry, Jax is tied up outside. So after getting in late last night and a really stressful day yesterday working to resolve a problem with the van, we crashed here for the night and woke up this morning to this very peaceful river. So we parked at a site right by the river, and we have a little walkway nearby and a foresty pathway that we tried to walk through last night even though it was pitch black. I also had a lot of fun taking our black water, like our toilet water, up to one of the bathrooms that was open up a hill to empty that tank. So really eventful evening. I didn't really film any of it because it was pretty high stress. Like I said, we weren't sure what to do with the van or if we were going to be able to stay in it for the night. We're happy that we were able to stay here this morning. We're going to go for a walk and take in the scenes, let Jack stretch his legs. So the hot springs for the RV, camp, hotel, whatever is back here. I don't know if it's in that shot, but if you look right here, this is where the actual hot springs comes from. You can see, I think you can see on camera the steam coming up, and then I guess they just pipe it over under the water to the pool over there, and then there's several pools that they have here. And we, like I said, went in it last night. It was like a hot tub, like a huge hot tub. It's really cool. Yesterday our plan was to go for a hike in the Badlands area that we stayed in the other night, but it got up to close to 90 degrees and we didn't think it was going to be safe for Jax to run around in that kind of heat. And frankly, we didn't want to run around. I lost my glasses a few weeks ago, my sunglasses, and I was pretty blind by the sun out there. So we decided to forego that hike, unfortunately. Whew, we're walking uphill. We decided to forego that hike. And we thought this morning when we got to, I think this is called Bell Camp Lodge or something. There's a really popular cool hike nearby with this beautiful blue pool that we wanted to go hike to and take a swim in. But given our circumstances last night with the water situation and how late we got in and now how crunched for time we are to try and get the RV back, the camper back this morning, we're just walking around the lodging grounds. So this is our hike right now. We're about 2 minutes from the van, but actually feels very remote and it's really peaceful and beautiful. We're on our way out of, honestly, I don't even know that the part of Oregon that we're in has a name. I like by Sisters, Oregon, if you've heard of them. We walked Jack's, left the place we were staying, and then went to a separate place for a dumping station to get rid of to empty the tanks before we drop the van off. So finally, after all of that, having my first cup of coffee this morning, we got cold brew again from I think a Safeway in Bend yesterday. So I actually haven't had this one before. I think it's just Starbucks brand cold brew. I don't know about this one. I actually thought it was gonna be pretty good. Honestly, it kind of tastes like how the gray water smells. I think I have that smell in my nose, and now I feel like I'm drinking. I think because I am coffee deprived and it's already 11 o'clock, that ups the rating a little bit, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 for Starbucks cold brew and the bottle at Safeway. Good enough for now, though.